Hello and welcome back to LJP Resin Craft. So today we are doing something a little bit different. Well, it's not different because I've done trays before, but I'm going to be doing a Christmas tray with a couple of Christmas trees and obviously the tray itself. So the tray I'm going to do clear with the dazzling diamond dust in it. So it's going to be mostly clear, but obviously just that dust to give it that little bit of sparkle. And then where the Christmas trees, I will be doing the bluish green. And then when I attach the Christmas trees to the tray after they've done, I will be doing white alcohol ink with a bit of white glitter. So that's the plan for those. Pretty much straightforward. So let me get some resin mixed up and we'll get started. Okay, so I have got my 14 ounces of resin mixed up. So I'm just going to do my usual of mixing, making certain it's all off the bottom and the sides. There we go. And then get out the amount for the tray first. Okay, that's enough for the tray, and that's enough for the Christmas trees. So the first is going to be the Christmas trees. So just bob the green in. A nice amount of green in there. There we go. And then it's just a case of mixing that up. I will be then splitting these into smaller cups to get into the bubble remover, because I've only got a small bubble remover and it only takes cups that size, and I am putting a cup that full in the bubble remover. Okay, it's straightforward green for the Christmas trees. Okay, let that sit while I get the dazzling diamond mixed into this one. So I'm just wiping off the tool. Okay, I think I'm going to put about that much in, so about half a spoon. And then put that away and grab myself a stirrer. So like I said, pretty much straightforward. It's just going to be the dazzling diamond in this one and the green for the trees. It's then going to be the putting together that makes it a little bit more intricate. So that looks nice. Try and get all of that dazzling diamond off this stirrer. Yeah, that looks good. Right, so I'll get those separated, put in the bubble remover, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I am back. We've now got the resin debubbled, and it is time to pour. So first one we're going to pour is the tray. Simple, straightforward. You've seen trays done before, so I'll get straight onto it. So it's going to be a case of spraying and then pouring. Okay. I just knocked some out of the mould, but never mind. Okay, so that's that. Before I fill it up completely, I'm just going to go around the edges, making certain there's going to be no bubbles, because the last thing I want is a bubble, especially when it's clear resin. Okay, there we go. And then pour the remaining. Okay, there we go. And I will just give it one final spray there. And we'll just move that out of the way and clean up the bit where I spilt. There we go. Right, so that is the tray, and then the next is going to be the Christmas trees. So this is one that I've just bought. So that's that. This one I actually made myself. So I got a mould. It was a candle mould, and it came in 2 parts. And every time I tried to pour the resin, no matter how I tried to seal it, it kept leaking out. So I made one. Again, that's why it's so short. If we look at the sizes compared to the other one, is because every time I filled it up, it leaked resin. So it's a shorter tree, and I will be doing not pouring as much resin in that one to kind of match the heights. Yeah, let's get those poured now. So again, give them a quick spray, and then it is a straightforward pour, and I feel like I'm going to have lots of resin left over because I've just overfilled that one. Let me just grab some resin back from here. And then tidy up a little bit. There we go. There we go. And just bob that back there. And then again, the next one, I feel like I'm going to have lots of resin. So I've got some other Christmas trees, so I might fill a couple more Christmas tree moulds. So I want to fill that. Not that. I think what I've got left in here should fill it to where, actually, that's where I want to fill it to, making certain It's in all the leaves. There we go. And again, move that back. So let me just grab, I've got one fresh out of the bag. I don't think this will take a lot of resin. So let me just pour this in here so at least it's all together. There we go. Right, so put that one in the bin, and then because this one was going to be another video at some point, but I think it's going to be a light box this, but we'll get it poured. And then we will confirm. Okay. So that's that. What else can I do green? So this one is just a thinnish one, so I don't think this will take a lot at all. What I might actually do is pour a little bit of the white clear up here for the star. I'm going to try and spread this out. Oh, that may have been too much. Maybe not. So I'll be cleaning this up off camera. So, because that could take a while. Okay, so push. So leaning into this part of the stand. Okay, yep, so I'll get that cleaned off camera, and then there's a tiny little bit left which I'll probably... Okay, I am back, and sorry, not with the camera. Right, so we've got everything cured. I ended up not making a key. Made some little snowflake hangers, a unicorn, and this light box, and then this with the extras, as you probably saw. So let's get the extras demolded, and then we'll go on to the main event. So we'll start with this one. Okay, just gotta try and get all this out without bending it and breaking it. There we go. And then the second part of the stand. Okay, so here we go. That's quite nice, I like that. And then it'll just stand up like that. So yeah, that's come out very nice. Still a little bit bendy, so that will get left to cool. But yeah, that's nice. Then we've got this other light box. Well, I'm saying light box, it probably is, but not 100% certain. There we go, and I think it goes that way. What I might do, rather than having it as a light box, is have some cover with some little, what I will be decorating the Christmas trees with, some little balls, so I might put those in those gaps. But yeah, I like that. And then a little green unicorn. Needs a little bit of trimming around the bottom, but that's nothing. There we go. So this one was the clear and the green together. So the horn has turned out clear, which I'm actually really glad about. And like I said, just the little bit of trimming at the bottom, but it looks like it's peeling straight off, so that's good. I'll do that later. Oh, turn the mold back the correct way. There we go. And then, oh, not the camera again. The last is these snowflakes, little hangers. I do like that. Needs a little bit of trimming at the back, and I'm not certain where this one hangs from, but I can always, because it's already got the start of the hole through, I can just drill that hole through and use that as a hanger. And then the next one, I don't know if this one's got a hanger, so I'll just have to put it through one of the existing holes, but that has turned out really nice. I think it looks better in person than it does in the camera, but I'm very happy with that one. And then the last one is the red snowflake. This one does actually have a hanger hole, but again, yes, a little bit of trimming here, but I'm very happy with that. Yep. So those were the extras. I will include pictures at the end of the video. So the next is going to be unmolding the main event. So we'll start with the tray. There we go. Doesn't look like much yet, but we shall see once it's all finished. Christmas tree number 1. go. So we do have, I did spot a couple of bubbles there, but we'll be putting baubles on, so that's fine. Yep, happy with that. And then the next one, this is a rather difficult mould to get out. What I might do is see if that makes it a little bit easier. Pushing that down. Just want something to break the seal. There we go. And there's the second tree, and they're about the right size. I will be cutting the top of that off a little bit to get the bauble that I'll be putting on the tree. Right, so let me get, let me get everything we need for the next stage together, and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my gloves on. So what we're going to be doing here is we will be putting some baubles. I'll be using these little pearls, coloured pearls, as the baubles, and then I will also be doing tinsel around the tree, or trees should I say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, I think I'm going to go pink purple for one of the trees, and then I might go just purple for the other tree. So all I do is, well, I'm going to be doing so pink purple with the silver glitter. So we'll put a bunch of UV pink purple resin in there, and then I will just tip a little bit. Oh, that may be too much glitter. We might end up doing both trees the same colour now, because the silver has taken over. Yep, too much silver, so we will be just doing silver tinsel. Okay, so I've got my UV light, I've got my UV lamp that it will go into first, but what I tend to do is I do bit by bit, so it'll just be trailing it up the tree. And then the UV light, just to make certain it's set and it's not going to drip further while I move on to the next part of the tree. bubbles in place. Right, so there we go. Right, so with the baubles, what I tend to do is I will get a little bit of resin. Normally I use clear, but I might as well use this up. And then put that down, and then just into place, and then put the bauble on. And then again, it's just randomly around the tree. I'll just get a little one for here. There we go. I think that should be about okay. And then, like I said, slide these down in here, and I'll leave them on for about 10 minutes. So come back when it's time to fill that up with the white resin. Okay, so I'm back. I've got a little bit of resin mixed up, only about 40 milliliters. I'm not going to need more than that. I might even not need 40 milliliters. So I've done that. I've made certain it's all off the bottom and the sides. The only thing I'm going to do now is grab some white alcohol ink. Right. So white in here. Make certain it is shook up. I'm just going to do a fair few drops. Don't know exactly how many. I just want it to start looking whitish, which it is. And what I will also do is add a little bit of the white glitter in. Should do it. So it's white with the white glitter. There we go. I'm not going to put this in the bubble remover. I'll just use a heat gun. And there we go. Spread that out. Just to make it look a little bit like snow on ice. I might put a few more drops of alcohol ink in, because it is taking the whole lot of this. So yeah, what I might do is just add some more alcohol ink and mix it in while it's in here. There we go. So get the heat gun. Just to get any bubbles out. Okay, that went over the edge. Okay, still want to mix this up a little bit because I can still see the streaks. Oh, I'm making a mess. We'll get fully off the side of that. There we go. There we go, that will mix in fully with the, as the resin is curing. Let me just move that out of the way, that out of the way. Right, so the next is going to be adding the Christmas trees and then also adding some white pearls to look like snowballs. Okay, so tree 1, I'm wanting to go there, and tree 2, I'm wanting to go there. Okay, and then just going to put 3 of the bigger ones in. Couple of, where did that one go? It went out. A few of the littler ones. And what I will also do is put some little ones at this side. Come on. As well as sticking to my glove. There we go. And then what I might do is I put one big one at the back as well. And then I just use one of the tools to move them around if they don't look like they're in the right places or they're too bunched up together. So there we go. So that is going to be the tray. We'll get it fully cured and I'll be back. Well, I'll include the photos at the end of the video. But that is more or less it complete. I'll include the photos, I'll include the bits here that will also be getting finished off, as well as the little unicorn and the we wish you a Merry Christmas little Christmas tree. So yeah, we'll get all those photoed up. Please let me know if you have any ideas for future videos. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, see you next week.